Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Tonight, we are at Kentucky Speedway for the Black Hills Farms LLC 200. I'm going to be your announcer for the night, Atlee Atman-Weiss, and I'm excited to call all of the racing action here on Intensity Broadcasting. Right now, we have 24 cars in the session, all of them currently turning laps here in practice, and right now Brian Nudie is the current fastest with a 31.24 as his lap time. Second right now it's Cameron Austin, only a hundredth behind Nudie with a 31.25. Brandon White third right now in practice, Cody Moore fourth, and Devin Buccino fifth. Last week we were at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we saw Stephen Black pick up the victory. He led 142 laps, absolutely dominated this race, had the fastest lap of the race, and started on the pole. I mean, he checked off all the boxes in the race, and what a dominant race he had. He ended up getting the win and had a almost 1 second lead over Colin Williams, who took second. Kyle Mays finished third. We saw Devin Buccino finish fourth, and then rounding at your top five was Cameron Austin. So Stephen Black looking to try to make it 2 in a row here tonight. And currently, an interesting fact is that we have seen a different winner every single race so far this season. We've seen Buccino, Ingerman, Cody Moore, Stephen Black, Isaac Gill, and Daniel Michelle all pick up wins this season. And I definitely think there's a chance for the streak to continue. Brian Nudie hasn't gotten a win this season. Cameron Austin hasn't gotten a win this season. Brandon White hasn't gotten a win this season. So there's still a lot of talented drivers that have yet to get a win this season. And right now your current points leader actually is a driver who doesn't have a win. And that's Colin Williams. He's currently 3 points ahead of second place, 6 points ahead of third and fourth, and just right now it's a very, very tight points race battle between Williams, Austin, Buccino, and Nudie, and then fifth, 22 points behind them is Logan Hagerman. So after this race, anybody, we may have a new points leader. We'll see what happens. And we do want to thank tonight's sponsor of the race, Black Hill Farms LLC, for supporting the league. So right now, I think the main thing that we're going to see tonight is tire saving. Like all of the cookie cutter mile-and-a-half tracks on the schedule, tire saving is going to be key. If you can save your tires well, you are definitely going to get a top 10, maybe a top 5, because it is so crucial here. And a lot of it is, running a high steering ratio, running that high line close to the wall, and just try not to burn off your stuff. That's the main thing. And I know we do have a lot of drivers. Brian Nudie's good at saving tires. Austin's good at saving tires. Cody's good at saving tires. Devin's good at saving tires. We have a lot of great tire savers in this league, but it's just going to be whoever can just be as nice to the tires as possible. That's how I'm going to describe it. And of course, the more you save those tires, the longer you're going to be staying out, which means that everybody else is going to come in and you'll still be out, and when you come in, you'll have fresher tires compared to everybody else. And it's also, I definitely think we're going to not see a lot of cautions, and if that's the case, then it's going to be all about the green flag pit strategy. And we're looking to get some drivers on the track right now. We got Brian Nudie exiting the pits. That profile does need to be updated. He is not the points leader currently. Nudie was the fastest in practice, so let's see what he's going to do here. We got Michael Proval getting out on track. He had a little bit of a rough race last week at Atlanta. He's looking to try to improve here tonight. Michael Lawrence on track, getting ready to set his first lap time. Look back at Michael Provolt heading through 1 and 2. Now, here in qualifying, there is no need to hold back and no need to try to save tires because it's only 2 laps. So you can run as low of a line as possible. You can hot lap it because it's only 2 laps. Oh, Michael Lawrence getting a little bit loose off of turn number 4. That's going to hurt his first lap and his second as well. See, Brian Nudy's the first on the board with a 31.31. Michael Lawrence second, 31.66. Michael Provolt third, 31.69. So Brian Nudy blowing all of the lap times out of the water right now, looking very, very fast. Let's see what Lawrence is going to try to do here on lap number 2. Mark Shaver's up to second with a 31.41. He's only a 10th off of first place right now. Got Brian Merle Jr. currently running that 6th spot with a 31.80. He's looking to try to gain on lap number 2. .74, and that's very ironic because that's his number, but that's still going to put him in that 6th spot. Dylan Redding up to 3rd with a 31.60. Got Sylvan Seguin slowing down. Mark Shavers pulling into the pits after currently running in 2nd. Great lap time for him. Mark Shavers looking very, very fast. He might be a contender here. Got Colin Williams getting ready to set his first lap time, your current points leader. And he's up to 2nd with a 31.38, only 700ths off of Nudy. I think another driver that's going to set a fast lap time is Cameron Austin. Watch out for him. He's currently on track. I believe this is his first lap. Drifts up to the wall here. Heads back down. It's all about being smooth with that wheel. Don't want to cut off time. 3rd for Cameron Austin. So both Colin Williams, Cameron Austin right there on Nudy. Less than a 10th off, and both of them are going to try to improve on their 2nd lap. Colin Williams with a 31.41. He cannot improve, but Cameron Austin with a chance here to improve. Let's see what happens. He's up to 2nd with a 31.34. He's only 0.03 off now of Brian Nudy. Got Cody Moore on track. He looked pretty good in practice. Let's see what he's going to do here. Got Nick Mather on lap number 1 to 14th. Something must have happened because he's a little bit off pace compared to the rest of the field. We got Devin Buccino on his first lap. He is able to get. Mather was able to get to 4th with a 31.38. Brandon White to the top of the board with a 31.30. Wow, great lap time by him. He was only 100th faster than Nudy, but still, wow, what a lap time. And Mather Right now, Williams and Mather are currently sitting in 5th and 6th right now, with both of them running pretty much identical lap times. With a top 10 starting position, both of them have a chance to win tonight's event. Got Cody Moore slowing down after getting to 4th with a 31.35, only 500ths off the pole right now, definitely with a chance to win. Zachary Cox getting ready to set his first lap time. Isaiah Gill on track. We got Kyle Mays. And 10th right now, it's Kyle Mays with a 31.51. Still needs to gain about 2/10 if he wants to get up there to Brandon White. I think he can do that. Mays has shown speed all season. Here we go. And he does improve, 31.51, but he still stays in that 11th spot. Cody Moore likes to do this a lot. He is currently staying after he has completed all of his lap times. And Colin Williams says, let's go, Brandon. Brandon White will be starting on the pole for tonight's event, it's looking like. And, man, what a lap time. 31.30. Looking pretty good to start the feature. And you see Brandon White, real-life racer, has a lot of experience from real life, and that's definitely going to help here on the iRacing platform. So I think what Moore's trying to do is he's just trying to turn as many laps as possible and just see how much the tires are wearing here. And you'll see here, after like 9 or 10 laps, there will already be like a 1 second drop off. This track is brutal on tires. So we are getting ready to start tonight's event. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 31.296. It's Brandon White on the pole. Outside of him with YXU Racing, it's Brian Nudie. Then in third, it is Cameron Austin in the 77. Fourth with Lost Cause Motorsports, Cody Moore. Rounding out your top 5, Isaiah Gill. In sixth, it's Canada's own Colin Williams. Seventh, we got the 16 of Nick Mather. 8th, Mark Shavers. 9th will be 2-pedal, 1 clutches, Zachary Cox. And then rounding out your top 10, it's Intensity Racing Team's Logan Hagerman. Then in 11th, we have Kyle Mays. 12th will be Blake Hensley. In 13th, we got 13th and 14th Neon Racing teammates, Devin Buccino and Dylan Redding. And then rounding out your top 15, we have Michael Lawrence. 16th, 2 pedals, 1 clutches, Michael Provolt. 17th will be Derek Chaput. 18th, Brian Merle Jr., another Neon Racing driver. Bailey Jones will be in 19th. And then rounding out your top 20, it's the 5 of Bobby Mays. Sylvan Seguin will be in 21st. With outside of him, it is Joe Wright. 23rd is Intensity Broadcasting Zone Josh Hull. 24th, Austin Blaylock. And then rounding out your top 25, it is Eddie Morris. So there you go. 25 cars rounding out the field, and only one can win. Let's see what happens here. So we're getting ready for pace laps. Drivers warming up their tires as much as they can before the start. And we're just going to get... the field is going to get stacked up, where everybody's going to be in their starting spots. And it looked like Cody Moore is trying to do like a 3-wide salute. I don't know if that was planned. There we go. We're getting everybody together now. And your pace car is in. And green flag is out. We are currently, we see Brandon White is taking off, able to get clear of Nudie. Side by side for second. We see Cameron Austin looking low under Nudie. He's got the nose as we head into turns 1 and 2. And Austin is able to get clear. Here comes Isaiah Gill looking to get third. And there we go. Gill is able to get clear. And Cameron Austin right now reeling in Brandon White, trying to get up there. We see Gill all over the 77's back bumper, trying to get by him. Your top 3 all running very close together right now. Cameron Austin right now. Looking high, looking low. Just trying to set up that pass. Here's what it looks like from the cockpit cam of that number 77 machine. Let's take a look at kind of the line that he is running right now. So right now, Austin currently running that low line. So at first, in the first couple of laps, you don't really need to be too careful of tire saving. And you just need to kind of just try to get as many positions as you possibly can. See Isaiah Gill looking down low under Cameron Austin. Almost got to his rear quarter panel there. Did see Brandon White run the fastest lap time of the race so far, 31.51. And right now, these Xfinity cars are currently the fastest they are going to be for quite some time. So these drivers need to take advantage of that speed, these fresh tires, and they need to take advantage of that and make some moves early on. Again, Gill trying to get to the rear quarter panel of Cameron Austin. Couldn't quite get there. Isaiah Gill just continuing to get right there on Cameron Austin's back bumper. And right now it is so early on in this race. You just kind of have to take your time. Don't want to tear up the car early on. Just be patient. And that's kind of what Gill's doing right now. See, Corley Mather says, let's go Nick and Colin. Both of them are in the top 10. We see Colin Williams currently fighting for that 6th spot right now. He's had a good race so far. And Nick Mather currently fighting for that 9th spot. Both of them having great races. Both of them with a chance to win. Blake Hensley trying to reel in Cody Moore for that 5th spot. The Frosted Flakes machine has been fast early on. See if he can get up there. Already, Hensley's gained a 10th on that 52 machine. Looking to the outside, Hensley's actually getting a great run. Blake with the nose as we head on to the front stretch. And he slides down and is able to get clear. Blake Hensley is up into the top 5, and so far in 8 laps, Blake Hensley has gained 7 spots. So that's pretty much a spot every single lap. And he started in 12th, not the starting position that he wanted, but he's showing that he's much faster than where he started. And already we see Blake Hensley reeling in Brian Nudie right now for that 4th spot. And he's getting a great run on Brian Nudie right now. It seems right now that Blake Hensley has himself a rocket. But he does have to keep in mind he's got Cody Moore, Zachary Cox there as well. We do see Nudie extending his gap a little bit. We look to the battle for the lead. Cameron Austin trying to reel in Brandon White for that top spot, but he still has Isaiah Gill all over his back bumper. You could throw a blanket over the top 3 right now. We do see Brandon extending his gap over Cameron Austin a little bit. Isaiah Gill trying to reel in Cameron Austin right now. Here's a look at the cockpit cam of that 2 machine. And Isaiah Gill definitely being patient. And I like that strategy because a lot of times, if you're battling really hard with someone early on, it can get you in a little bit of trouble and you can wreck your car early on and won't be able to make your way back up to the field. And oh, look at this. We see something happen to Brandon White. And we see Cameron Austin taking a look down low under Brandon White. White washes way up the track. We see Cameron Austin with the nose. And it looks like Austin is able to get clear. Gill staying there as well. And there we go. Cameron Austin, your new leader with 13 laps completed. Isaiah Gill able to get clear as well. And already, we have seen over a second drop-off. A second of drop-off here with the lap times. And we're only 13 laps through this thing. And that kind of shows just how brutal Kentucky can be on tires. So these drivers need to be in tire saving mode right now so they can stay out as long as they possibly can. And Isaiah Gill, while he's trying to pass Cameron Austin, he might be pushing it to get by him. You can't do that, or you're going to burn up those tires. It looks Travis, he is not, Bill, he's not in this league. So I don't know if you were trying to find a certain driver, but he's not in this league. Oh, cool. Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you know anybody that you think would like our content, anybody that's watching right now, feel free to... Well, the main thing you can always do is share the stream. You can do it on Facebook. Just go up to the post and it'll be below the video, I think, to the right. Just click on it and you will be able to... It'll post it on your page, and all of your... Anybody who's following you or is friends with you will be able to see it. I think on YouTube you can share it, but the only way you can share it is by sending the link to someone in like your contacts. And then for Twitch, you can hit the host button and you can host it. And so if you aren't live, it'll basically on your Twitch page, it'll pop up on the top of your screen and it'll say so-and-so is hosting the stream, and you'll be able to watch it from there. So make sure to share whether you are on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, because it is greatly appreciated and it gives exposure to us, the drivers, the sponsors, the league. And again, it isn't required, but it is free and it is appreciated. Look back here to the battle for the lead between Cameron Austin and Isaac Gill. Looks like Isaac Gill is kind of dropping back a little bit from Austin. I don't know if he's going into tire saving mode right now, and I think that's definitely a good idea for that 2 car. You don't want to burn off those tires. We look to the battle for 7th right now between Devin Buccino and Kyle Mays. Kyle Mays reeling in that 68 machine fast. He gets into the outside wall there a little bit. That's going to slow him down. But Kyle continues to set up that pass right now. Mays all over the back bumper of Devin Buccino. Again, this is for that 7th spot. Speaking of Devin Buccino, here's an interesting statistic about the season. So far, we've seen 3 drivers in a top 10 every single race so far. Cameron Austin, Devin Buccino, and Brian Nudi have all gotten a top 10 every single race. And let's see, right now, all of them are in the top 10 right now. So we might see the streak continue. And the thing is, if Cameron Austin wins tonight's event, we'll also see the streak continue of we're seeing new winners. Looks like Hagerman has kind of turned on the rocket boosters right now. He is working his way up to the field now, looking to the high side of Devin Buccino. Hagerman getting a decent run. He can't quite get the nose over Buccino. And we see Hagerman, he is finally able to get by Devin Buccino, now looking down low under the Frosted Flakes machine of Blake Hensley. He falls back in line though, but we see Hagerman looking very, very fast right now. He's made up a lot of ground and passed a lot of cars. We see Cody Moore reeling in Brandon White. It seems like Brandon White has really burnt off those tires. He was in the lead, has gotten passed by Austin, then Gill passed him, and now we see Cody Moore heading right by. So Cody Moore up to 4th now. Oh, and Brian Nudie passed him. We look back at the battle for the lead between Cameron Austin and Isaiah Gill. We continue to watch Gill just try to set up that pass. Now, based on what we saw last week at Atlanta, and Atlanta and Kentucky are both very, very similar, we did see the fuel window was around, or the fuel / pit window was around 35 to 38 laps. So we are nearing that, and we may start to see some drivers come in, because we have already seen almost 2 seconds of tire fall off, which is, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and that just shows how brutal Kentucky can be on these tires. Gill getting right there on Cameron Austin. Gill looking high, looking low. He's definitely right there. Here's a look at the cockpit cam of that 2 machine. We'll watch him reel in that 77. Or he's already reeled him in. He's just got to make the pass. Gill getting almost to that rear quarter panel of Cameron Austin. Do see Devin Buccino continuing to try to get by Blake Hensley. Have seen that Blake is blinking a little bit, so we'll see if that might hurt Devin Buccino a little bit. And there we go. We see our first driver coming in. That's Cody Moore with the early pit strategy. Let's see if that'll maybe help him get to the lead. And I'm also wondering if we might see some of Cody's YXU teammates coming behind him. Maybe Brian, maybe Colin, maybe at Gill, maybe Mather might come in. And it looked like it was just gas and go for Cody. And there, like I said, his YXU teammates are coming in behind him. That's Colin Williams and Nick Mather. They're also just going to take fuel, or at least Colin did. And here comes Isaiah Gill looking low under Cameron Austin right now. They were side by side. You see Austin back with the nose. And Gill is able to get back behind Cameron Austin. So we see I know Kentucky is a very, very hard track to pass on. So we'll see if that will continue to stay true here. Field currently pretty spread out right now as we are beginning to wait for drivers to start to come in. These tires have got to be feeling pretty bad right now. So we've seen almost 2 seconds of tire fall off right now. And there we go. We see Gill begins to slow down and is making that left turn onto pit road. Will we see maybe some of his YXU teammates follow in behind him? Potentially Nudie. See, Blake Hensley is in. Brandon White is in. Zachary Cox is in. And there we go. Hold on. I don't know if it just didn't register, but it looked like he didn't. Hold on. So we do see a few others coming in. Your leader, Cameron Austin, is in. Brian Nudie is in. Kyle Mays is in. And so that is going to put Logan Hagerman as your new leader. And I'm wondering how long Hagerman is willing to stay out here. See, Dembuccino's in, Mark Shaver's in, Brian Merle Jr., Bobby Mays is in. So there's only really 6 cars that need to come in. Now it's going to be 5 with Hagerman coming in. Joe Wright is in, and Eddie Morris is in. And look at this, a big gamble for the 81. It could pay off, though. Josh Hall continues to stay out. How long is Josh willing to stay out? And there we go. We finally see Josh making that hard left turn onto pit road. Will he be able to come in and come out and still be able to keep the lead? Did see Brandon White. He just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 31.48. Trying to work his way up to the field. He's currently looking low under Kyle Mays. White looking very fast right now as these drivers need to take advantage of these fresh tires and make moves, because eventually they're just going to the tires are just going to make the car slow down a bunch again. So now as it all cycles through, Cameron Austin is your current leader, and somehow he has a 5-second lead over Isaiah Gill. We do see Blake Hensley looking low under Logan Hagerman right now for that 6th place spot. Brandon White there as well. And we see Hensley's able to get clear and White is able to get clear. Now Brandon White looking to try to get by Blake Hensley. Brandon very, very fast right now. And we do see a battle for second maybe beginning to brew. Got Isaiah Gill and Brian Nudie maybe looking to try to fight for that second spot. And it looks like currently the YXU guys are currently running about a second slower compared to everybody else. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if they didn't take tires or what, but it is very obvious if you look at the live timing, they're currently about a second slower. So we'll see if that'll affect them. And that includes Gill, Nudie, Cody Moore, and Colin Williams, and Nick Mather. See Blake Hensley looking to get by Kyle Mays for that fifth spot. Mays doing a great job running that defensive line, not letting Hensley by, but we see Hensley taking it low on the backstretch. And there we go. Blake Hensley. Oh, that was for sixth. So Blake Hensley up to sixth now. But Kyle Mays not letting him get away. Although Blake Hensley maybe is a little bit faster, we see Colin Williams turning some good lap times. Okay, there we see. And, oh, Nudie taking a look down low under Isaiah Gill as we head to turns 3 and 4 here. This is for second. And he slides up. Brian Nudie up to second now. But a crossover move for Isaiah Gill. He's taking a look back low under Brian Nudie. So right now, Cameron Austin currently chilling with a 12-second lead right now. He's already put 25th through 21st down a lap, and he just put Josh Hall down a lap. With this pit strategy, it's like he knew something that everybody else didn't. Came in at the right time and was still able to come out to where he was able to inherit back the lead, and he was able to stay ahead of Gill and Nudie. And it looks like Isaiah might have burnt off his tires a little bit, because we see Cody Moore is now looking to get by him. Cody Moore with the nose here through 3 and 4. He is able to get clear. Cody Moore to third right now. The lead now for Cameron Austin is up to 14 seconds right now. He is just absolutely dominating this race again. Cameron Austin does not have a win this season. I believe he's been the bridesmaid a couple of times, but has never broken into the win column. Could tonight be the night? We will see. And Austin just continues to put driver after driver down a lap. I think right now with the field spread out, now is the perfect opportunity. We're going to go ahead and turn up the volume and pump up the intensity. Here we go. That is going to do it for Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us, turning up the volume and getting to hear those beautiful sounds and sights of the racetrack. We are back to calling the action here on Intensity Broadcasting. Cameron Austin continues the lead and has a 17-second lead right now. Now, we did kind of see something like this last week where we saw Stephen Black, he put majority of the field a lap down, except for we only saw 7 cars on the lead lap, and then that was absolutely crazy. And we saw the same amount of cars as we have here tonight, so I definitely think something like that does have the potential of happening. We'll have to wait and see. See Cody Moore all over the back bumper of Brian Nudie right now for 4th place. He's right there, maybe trying to set up a pass here in 3 and 4. He takes it down to the low side. Running down on that yellow line. He's able to get equal with Nudie as we head on to the front stretch. And there we go. Cody Moore up to 4th now. And it is so hard to pass at these 1.5 miles, especially if you're running down on that yellow line, because you're so afraid that you don't want to wash up off the bottom and get into the person. You don't want to do that. And then, of course, the person on the top is worried that they're going to come down on them, or the person on the bottom is going to wash up. So it's just, it's very scary making passes here on these 1.5 miles. And we're getting ready to maybe see another one with, oh, we do have a few drivers coming into the pits. Bobby Mays, Mark Shavers, they are a lap down, so that this really won't count too much into the pit strategy. We do see Brandon White reeling in Kyle Mays for that second spot. Brandon White, with these fresh tires, when he came in, he was kind of falling behind, but he came in, got some new fresh tires, and has been really fast. Looks like Brian Newty lost another spot to Blake Hensley. Something's up with Brian Newty. I don't know if he burnt off those tires, but he's a lot slower right now. So we see right now Cameron Austin with an almost 18-second lead right now. That is just absolutely unbelievable. His pit strategy just worked out so well. And I mean, it definitely... Driving the car is one thing at these 1.5 miles, but if you do see a long green flag run, coming up with a pit strategy is much more difficult, because you don't want to come in too early where your tires are going to be the first to fall off and you're going to fall way behind. Don't want to come in too late, because then when you come in, everybody's just going to pass you and you're just going to fall to the back. So you kind of need to find the happy medium. And it seems like Cameron Austin has kind of found that. Look at this. Isaiah Gill, once again, being one of the first drivers to come in. And we see Gill getting those new fresh tires. He will go down a lap, but with him being the first driver in, that could give him potential to maybe inherit the lead when we see all of our other drivers come in. So now we play the waiting game. When is Cameron Austin going to come in? Right now he's seen about 2 seconds of tire fall off. The lap times are getting slower and slower and slower for him. So you got to be wondering when he is going to try to come in here. He's gotten up to an 18-second lead right now. That is unbelievable right now. And there's only 9 cars on the lead lap right now. So we're kind of seeing a deja vu from last race with Stephen Blatt. There we go. Our next driver, Colin Williams, coming into the pits. I know earlier, and then we see Mather coming in as well. These two were some of our first drivers to ever come in during our last green flag pit stops. So once again, we'll see if their strategy... Oh, there we go. We see Cody Moore coming in. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the YXU drivers, Cody and Brian, come in. So now Cody, who was running in 7th, he has potential to maybe inherit the lead. And yep, he's getting those fresh tires. Let's see if that helps him. When is Cameron Austin going to come in now? The clock is ticking. Because once one of the faster cars come in, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the other cars to come in, or else when they do finally come in, they might inherit the lead. Uh-oh, something happened to Blake Hensley. Uh-oh. Looks like one of our front runners got into an incident. Just washed up the track a little bit too much into the outside wall. Hate to see it there for Blake Hensley, who was having a very, very good race. Gets into the inside wall. And we do see Brian Merle Jr. seems to be running very, very well in these older tires. He's taking a look to the outside of Brian Newty. And oh my gosh, we are 3 wide right now. Oh, contact between Brian Merle Jr. and Brian Newty. The Brian and Brian show almost had a disastrous ending between the two getting together, along with being 3 wide with Josh Hall. But luckily, both of them were able to save it, but that could have been disastrous for both of them. We have not seen a caution this race, so that might have been our first. See Blake Hensley finally coming in. I know he's definitely been struggling on these old tires. He's also maybe going to get some damage fixed as well. But Cameron Austin continues to stay out. Looking to try to put Devin Buccino down a lap. And that'll leave only 5 cars on the lead lap. We need to do a few drivers. Oh, there we go. Brian Newty in now. He's the last of the YXU cars to make their way onto pit road. I think maybe what Austin is trying to do here is he's trying to build up as big of a lead as he possibly can, so that when he does come in, he'll be able to come in and come out and still keep the lead. So far, we see Cody Moore on these fresh tires is already up to 11th now, top 10 driver. Joe Wright heading into the pits to get some fresh tires. Let's see if those will help him. And there we go. We see Cameron Austin finally coming in. Will he be able to come in and come out and still keep the lead? Let's see. Looks like Kyle Mays is coming in too. So your top 2 will be right on each other as both of them exit the pits. See, Brandon White is in as well. And so this is going to give the lead now to Brian Merle Jr. And we see Den Buccino. Looks like Neon Racing has kind of coordinated something where both the Neon Racing cars are going to stay out as long as they possibly can. There we go. We see Michael Provolt finally coming in. So this is going to boost Cameron Austin to 3rd now. Again, it's looking like Austin's strategy will pay off. And there we go. We see Brian Merle Jr. finally coming in. I expect his Neon Racing teammate, Devin Buccino, to do the same. Yep, both of them are heading in. And be the last drivers to have fresh tires. So they will have the freshest drivers of the field. Freshest tires out of everybody in the field. But will it matter? We'll see. So now Cameron Austin is up to first now. Logan Hagerman is in second. And I believe Cody Moore will be in third. And the field pretty spread out right now. We see Kyle Mays fourth, Isaiah Gill fifth. And we have now 11 cars back on the lead lap. See Isaiah Gill reeling in Kyle Mays for that 4th spot. Gill on a way older tires, but we'll see if that matters. And there we go. Looks like Logan Hagerman had not come in yet, so he is finally coming into the pits now. And there we go. So it looks like he is the last driver to take tires. Let's see if that'll help him. And Isaiah Gill was able to get by Kyle Mays and is up to third now. We do see Brandon White getting his lap back now. I think we'll continue to see a lot more drivers with fresher tires get by Cameron Austin. We see Nudie reeling in Kyle Mays. Now, it's like Kyle Mays burnt off his tires as we're seeing a lot of drivers head by him. There we go. Brian Nudie's officially by him, and now Kyle Mays has fallen to 5th now. Right now, with everything that's kind of shaken out right now, got Cameron Austin first. He's absolutely dominated this race after we saw Brandon White kind of fall behind. Second is Cody Moore. We've seen him up there, and he's been a driver who's been coming in pretty early on in the pit cycle, and that's really paid off for him. And we got Isaiah Gill running in that third spot right now. He's had a great race, has been running in the top 3 for most of the race, like where he's running right now. He's going to have to hold off Brian Nudie, driver who's been running in the top 5 for most of the race. He's had a great race. And then Kyle Mays, a driver who's been a top 10 contender all race long and is looking to try to get his first win of the season. And Brian Nudie currently reeling in Isaiah Gill fast. Nudie with the rocket right now. Nudie taking it down to the bottom. And he's able to fly right by. And Brian Nudie into the top 3 now. We do see a battle for 7th. And this is actually the battle for the last car on the lead lap. And if Cameron Austin does catch them, whoever will be the first that he catches. And you don't want to be that car. I don't know. Nobody has anything for Cameron Austin. I mean, he's just been so dominant and has had a great pit strategy. But who knows? We could see something unexpected happen. It looks like, based on things are looking, I think we're going to see one more pit stop. And that'll be coming up pretty short. Say around lap 110 is when we're going to see a lot of these drivers. 110 or 105. And we have not gotten a chance to use the Wreckage Rewind, but as always, we do want to thank Marco's Pizza for sponsoring the Wreckage Rewind. Oh, we do see Colin Williams is able to get by Kyle Mays as Kyle Mays continues to lose spot after spot. Again, I think he burnt off his tires, to be honest with you. You see Logan Hagerman's looking to try to get his lap back. I know he has fresher tires than Austin just because he was the last driver to come in. And look at this, Bobby Mays, driver in the top 10 coming in. That should start the pit cycle. And with Mays being one of the first drivers to come in, that should help you know, just he'll have fresher tires compared to the rest of the field. And when everybody else comes in, he'll just go right by. You see Kyle Mays coming in. I know he burnt off his tires, so he is definitely in need of some tires right now. Uh-oh, looks like Zachary... Oh, there we go. We got Cody Moore in now. So he's going to get some tires. Could this stop potentially be how he can somehow get ahead of Cameron Austin? We will see. So how long will Cameron Austin stay out? That is the question. Last time he went 38 laps, and we are currently 25 laps through a stint. I think he's going to continue to stay out a lot longer. But this could be good news for drivers who came in early, like Cody Moore, because this will allow him, Cody Moore and Kyle Mays, because this will allow them to have a lot of time to reel back in Cameron Austin, and when he finally comes in, they might be able to inherit the lead. Here we go. We got Isaiah Gill into the pits now. So Isaiah Gill now. Another driver who's trying to take that lead from Cameron Austin, hoping that this last pit stop will help him. See, Michael Provolt is in now, along with Michael Lawrence. So we're getting less and less cars. We only have 6 cars on the lead lap right now. Cameron Austin is loving this, because he's just going to continue to stay out. Colin Williams is in now. And we're still, I just think Austin is going to just continue to stay out as long as he possibly can. We got Cody Moore getting his lap back. I'd say the fact that he came in as early as there we go. We got Brian Nudie in now. So now the pressure is really on for Cameron Austin, because we're already seeing a lot of drivers back on to the lead lap now. We got Cody Moore in the lead lap now. He's going to be definitely a big threat for Cameron Austin. With 25 laps to go now. And there we go. We see Cameron finally coming in. Gonna get those last set of tires. Got Brandon White in as well. And so this is going to give the lead now to Logan Hagerman, a driver who last time during pit cycles was able to stay out. And look at this. Cody Moore was able to get ahead of Cameron Austin. This could have just, wow. This might have just, the pit strategy could have just helped Cody Moore win the race. He's looking low under Joe Wright right now. We know Logan Hagerman still needs to come in. So when Hagerman comes in, Moore should inherit the lead. And he has over a 15-second gap over Cameron Austin right now. And Cody Moore is reeling in Logan Hagerman fast right now. With these fresh tires, he's about a second faster than that 7 machine. See Joe Wright finally coming in. Cody Moore almost got the gap between him and Logan Hagerman to a second. Less than 1.3 now. You see Cody Moore coming into frame. Less than 5/10 now for Cody Moore. Do you see Cameron Austin trying to work his way back up to the field here with 18 laps to go? He's all over Brian Nudi's back bumper. And there we go. The two hosts of the Logan and Cody show going at it right now for the lead. Cody Moore taking a look down low. He slides up clear. Cody Moore is your new leader, and it's looking like with how the pit strategy played out, there's an 11-second gap between him and Cameron Austin. I think Cody Moore, unless something happens, may have the race. Unless he burns off those tires, it's looking like the pit strategy has paid off. Cameron Austin right now reeling in Brian Nudi. Cameron Austin now for third. $15 laps to go. Take a look at that cockpit cam from Cameron Austin. This is what it looks like from his perspective. And there we go. We see Logan Hagerman finally in now. So this is going to boost Brian Nudi up to second now. There we go. We see Austin looking low under Nudi. Cameron with the nose as we cross the line. There we go. Cameron Austin is able to get clear and is up to second now. And right now there's a 8-second gap between Cody Moore in first and Cameron Austin in second. Wow, but It definitely seems like the pit strategy has paid off for that 52 machine. He definitely knew something by coming in early, for sure. Brian Nudie trying to get back to Cameron Austin. He's actually reeling him in really quickly. Seems like Cameron Austin is kind of... He's not able to get by Logan Hagerman. He's kind of held up, I guess you could say. Alright, less than 10 laps to go for Cody Moore to try to get his second win of the season and in the streak of first-time winners. Cody Moore won it back a couple weeks ago at Road America. But the thing is, between Road America and Kentucky, these are two completely different tracks. So Cody Moore showing that he's not only a road course ringer, but he can perform well these cookie-cutter mile-and-a-halves. Continue to watch this battle for second between Cameron Austin and Brian Nudie. Almost 5 laps to go for Cody Moore, and it's looking pretty good. He's got a 7-second lead right now. And the gap doesn't seem to be going down too much. Not drastically. And once again, we're seeing a little bit of a deja vu from last race. Only 7 cars are on the lead lap. This has just been another dominant performance at a mile-and-a-half. Next week, though, we will be taking a break from the mile-and-a-halves for the Alabama 200 at Talladega Super Speedway, and that is going to be a fun one. In my opinion, anyone can win that race. It's kind of, and I think we definitely have a chance to see a new winner, and for someone to lock them in to the playoffs from Talladega could be very vital. Back and forth right now for second. We see Brian Nudie taking it to the high side, and Cody Moore is loving to see this battle for second because it's kind of slowing them down a little bit in their pursuit to try to catch them. All right, 3 laps to go for Cody Moore. Looks like there's now 8 cars on the lead lap. Logan Hagerman was able to get his lap back. 2 laps. There we go. Final lap for Cody Moore. Didn't lead a lap until late in this race when we saw he came in early. Then your leader, Cameron Austin, came in and he was able to inherit the lead from him. And since then, he's had a decent sized lead over the rest of the field. And there we go. Cody Moore is your winner here at Kentucky Speedway. He wins the Black Hill Farms 200. We see Steve Black congratulating Cody on Facebook. And again, what a win. Strategy coming into play. And to answer your question, Craig, we will not have any more racing tonight, but make sure to turn on notifications, and we also won't have any races tomorrow. But on Friday, we will have the Extreme Xfinity Series, and that'll start at, I believe, 8:50. That's when the broadcast will go live, so make sure to turn on your notifications on YouTube so you'll be able to tune in to watch the broadcast. It's Xfinity cars. I'm not sure where the track is at, but there's always good racing in that series. But no, we are not doing another broadcast tonight. And there we go. Cody Moore burning it down, doing a well-deserved burnout. What a race for him. Second win of the season, ending the streak of first-time winners. Love to see it for Cody Moore. And he kind of showed us that he's not just a road course ringer. He can also be dominant at these 1.5 miles. It's looking like Cody Moore has practiced this. And the Cody Moore fans are loving this. Getting second win of the season. Here we go. We do have Cody Moore in the booth, but we're also waiting for Nudie and Austin. There we go. We got your third place finisher, Cameron Austin, in the waiting room. So we are going to go ahead and pull him in while Cody Moore does his burnouts. Here we go. Cameron, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
How you doing, Atlee?
Doing pretty good, and looks like you had a great race out there tonight and ended up getting that third place finish. You led majority of this race after we saw Brandon kind of fall behind. In the first 2 pit cycles, you were able to come in, and then you didn't come out in the lead, but you were able to work your way back up to the field. But during that last pit stop, we saw Cody came in early, and you stayed out for a pretty long time. But when you came in, he was able to get ahead of you, and you couldn't quite catch back up to him. And we also saw Brian Nudie was able to make it by you. But, I mean, what was your take on everything that happened here at Kentucky?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good race. I was able to stay up front for seems like quite the majority of the race. And with Cody short pitting at the end, he was able to make up a lot of time and get around in front of me and just couldn't run him down.
Now, what was kind of your thought process of the pit strategy that you were doing? Because the first 2 pit cycles, you had a pretty good pit strategy.
Yeah, it worked out in the beginning. I took tires first because I didn't want to get behind on tires and have to make up a bunch of time. So that really worked out on just staying ahead of it. And then I wanted to go as long as possible for the last pit stop to try and have as good of tires as possible for any restarts.
Well, it looks like you still end up getting that top 3 finish in the pit strategy. Worked out pretty well. Is there any family members or sponsors you would like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my girlfriend for letting me do this and cooking me dinner. and thanks to you guys for putting this on.
Yeah, we definitely had fun doing the broadcast. So again, congratulations on the third place finish, Cameron, and hopefully we'll see many more great finishes here in this series to come.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. It's now time to pull in your second place finisher, Brian Nudie. Brian, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Wow, what a great race for you. I know you were running in the top 5 for most of this race. You know, you started in second, fell back a little bit, but in the end we saw the pit strategy work out for you, and you just were kind of chilling in the top 5, but then after that last pit cycle, you kind of had a rocket. You were able to get by Kyle, get by Gill, and then you finally caught Austin and were able to get by him and just couldn't quite catch Cody, but still solid performance. What did you think of this race here at Kentucky?
This race is a blast. I'm proud of everybody. We had our first ever caution-free race in the league, so that's awesome. And then also, that first or the second long run, I got a little damage. I got into junior, and then when I pitted, I didn't take a fast repair. I didn't think the damage would be that bad, but it was kind of just a little bit of a parachute, a little bit of a crinkled up on the right-hand side. So it was a little bit off the pace, not much, but just enough. And I took it on that last stop, that fast repair, and that car was just a rocket after that. But, good job to Cody. He short pitted just a little bit before everybody else and was able to maintain that lead.
I know you and Cody were teammates. Were you thinking of maybe doing the same thing that he was doing, or were you just going to do a completely different plan as Cody?
We were kind of thinking that we kind of go off strat, so one of us would have the best shot at winning. So, and he was able to come out the victor. And if there had been a later race caution, I probably would have had I would have had a few lap fresher tires. So then I would have been in the catbird seat for that one.
Got you. Well, before we let you go, Brian, is there any family members or sponsors you would like to thank before we let you go?
Oh, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. I got to thank you guys up in the intensity booth, everybody in SCSRA. This league has turned out to be pretty damn awesome. You also got to give a shout out to the other league admins, Stephen Black, who's here sometimes, and then also Sylvan Segoyan, who's always here. He's always helping out. Also got to give a shout out to most of my teammates, 4 of the 5, and four of us were all in the top 5. The only one who wasn't our teammate in the top 5 was Cameron Austin. So great showing for YXC Racing. Also got to give a shout out to, as always, Gill's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest.
Of course, and again, congratulations on the second place, Brian, and hopefully we'll see many more great performances and maybe even a win to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
Have a good one.
You too.
And now it is time to pull in your winner with his second win of the season from Cincinnati, Ohio, Cody Moore. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, what a fantastic race for you. I know a lot of times here at these kind of tracks, it's the driver and kind of how well you can drive the car that'll get you up front. But man, the pit strategy, that helped you. I mean, you had such an awesome pit strategy. You were able to short pit it before Cameron Austin. And when he came in, you were able to get ahead of him. And after getting by Logan, you had the lead in a big gap. And I just worked out very well for you. Just kind of explain the pit strategy and what you think of this race.
Yeah, I was actually surprised how much speed I had. I think I qualified P4. Basically, my strategy was to sort of split the beginning of the race in 2 30-lap segments, come in 30 laps, take fuel, so it's only 1 can, so I don't have to wait for the second can, don't take tires, and then come out on cold tires, because usually on cold tires you can run a couple hot laps before they really start heating up and getting slick again. So I think I had an advantage over the guys that came in, ran as far as they could, came in, got tires, and then I just one-stopped it to the end, took tires, and then took tires again. And, luckily I was about 5 seconds behind Cameron, or 3 seconds behind Cameron, kind of gaining on him. And then I was able to short pit him, and I was gaining almost 2 seconds a lap on him. So by the time he pit, it was 13 seconds back, and luckily I could hold him off and let the tires equalize.
Now, this is an interesting question. I know this is your second win of the season. Your other one was at Road America. Do you think that maybe the fact that you're pretty good at road courses, you have a lot of road course experience, do you think that might help you, at these cookie cutter mile and a half where tire saving is very important?
Yeah, I had to do this one proud because this is actually my home track. I live in Cincinnati, about 45 minutes up the road. But yeah, really just everything I kind of learned from Steven being his teammate, and Colin Williams and Brian Nudie. I'm not the strongest oval racer, but tonight I was able to just keep it consistent and run good laps and kind of figure out 1 and 2, and then struggle through 3 and 4. Not slow enough that it hurt me that bad, but yeah, I was able to figure it out, and luckily I got the win.
Awesome. And before we let you go, Cody, is there any family members or sponsors you would like to thank before we let you go?
Absolutely, I do. Start off by thanking Grandma Hagerman. She's a big influence in my life. The show's coming back. She's thrilled. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Maggie, my 2 kids, Abby and Ethan, for letting me do this late at night. Stephen Black for the awesome paint jobs. Colin Williams, YXU Racing. Nick Mather, Isaiah Gill, Brian Nudie, all my teammates for helping me out. Atlee, you in the booth, you crush it every time you're out here. And basically just want to thank everyone that's involved in the league. Brian Nudie for putting it on. Have a blast out here, and thanks for everyone for racing clean tonight. It was fun.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on your second win of the second win of the season, Cody, and maybe we might see a hat trick here.
Yeah, we got some road courses coming up, so that's the plan.
All right, have a good one, Cody.
Thanks, Atlee. Take care.
Well, that is going to do it here for the broadcast of the SCSRA Xfinity Series. One more time, congratulations to Cody Moore in the victory, Brian Nudie on second, Cameron Austin on third, and the rest of the drivers who participated in tonight's event. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by our 2-year anniversary, which is in April. And I think as a racing and iRacing community, I think we can reach those goals. So just make sure to help support us by following us on Facebook and subscribing to us on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls on there. It's a great time on Twitter. And then also, if you haven't already, make sure to, again, just follow and subscribe. I'm Atlee Atman-Weast on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Over and out.